Okay, so this video is my 3-month results following my FUE hair transplant that I had on my fringe. Now you're probably looking at this thinking, oh look at that, it's all going through after 3 months, how amazing. No, my hair is pushed forward, covering it, and I'll reveal what it looks like in just a moment. So before I show you what is going on underneath this fringe here, let's quickly have a look at what I actually had done. So I had done an FUE hair transplant. So what happens there is they take the hair from the sides and back of your head to what they call the donut area, and they will pull out the hairs that they deem to be appropriate, the nice juicy hair follicles that they will then move to the front of your head. So the procedure involves, as I said, taking the hairs out the back and sides of your head, and then they will make incisions and create a hairline for you, and then put the hairs in those little incisions that they make, so they're just moving your own hair. And obviously I've just had it done in the fringe, but you can have it done anywhere really, so possibly in the future I will need my crown doing, but I've had PRP in that area, which isn't for this video. I'll explain that in a complete different video. So what did it look like before I even had a hair transplant? Now, it wasn't bad. It wasn't the worst hairline you've ever seen, but it was bugging me, and it had always played on my mind, even from a little kid, seeing my dad be bald, and I always liked styling my hair and spiking my hair, and just felt like I never wanted to lose my hair. And when I did start to see myself recede, or not even when I started to see myself recede, when it got to a point where I was constantly styling my hair to try and cover it, and it was playing on my mind, having the option to have a hair transplant on the table was unbelievable, and there was no way I wasn't going to go ahead and get one done. Now I got mine done at the KSL clinic, and I went to, I think they've got 2 sites in the UK, and I went to their site, which is in Maidstone, I think. And yeah, I mean, now if you go back and watch the original video after I had it done, I explain a lot more about them and the service they provide, but I have to say, so far, all very, very good, and I'm very pleased with not only the service but the results that I'm seeing so far. So I'll put a link in the description below if you want to go and check them out, and also if you did want to, mention me and you will hopefully see some sort of discount, and maybe I'll get some sort of commission. So and by the way, this video is not sponsored by them. They have no idea that I'm creating this video. It's just, that's a referral scheme that they do. So no, it's not special for me. If you want to go ahead and do it, then let's both benefit. Having said all that, if you are considering going ahead, or you're currently looking into having a hair transplant, then I recommend doing some research. Shop around, find, look at the results that you like, look at different clinics, see what you can afford. That was the biggest thing for me, was the cost of it all. You see obviously loads of great results from different clinics, and trying to find the right one. You see an influencer or someone famous that has had a hair transplant, and they said they got it done here, so you go and have a look, but maybe it costs like 15 grand. 15 grand I do not have, so therefore that was out of the question. So I had to find somewhere that I saw was good results, I liked the service, and the price worked for me. So that's how I ended up with KSL Clinic. So the journey so far, I'm only 3 months in, and you can go back and watch the previous videos on my progress if you really want to. I'll link them up there somewhere. But the first 2 weeks was tough. The first 2 weeks was tough just because you have to be so careful, especially the first week. The first week I booked off work and did absolutely nothing. You can't even really put your head down because the hair is just literally put into the holes in your head, so any movement or putting your head down could even result in them falling out. So you have to be very, very careful. After that, it got a lot easier. You can do things like put a hat on, and you could be active. You could go back to the gym, which was one thing that, believe it or not, I was missing out on, just sitting around. I felt so agitated and was so happy that after 2 weeks I could go back to the gym. And after the first 2 weeks, your life then does go back to normal, and it is then just a case of waiting for the hair to grow through. Now I'll put some pictures on the screen of the sort of progress that I've had to this point, because after the first maybe 6 to 8 weeks, maybe a little bit longer, maybe a little less, you'll go through what they call a shedding phase. So what will happen is the hair shafts will fall out, the hair follicles should stay on your head, the hair shafts will fall out, and then your appearance from when you've had the transplant will look similar to before you even had it done. The only thing for me, there was no hair there, but it was just red, where obviously they'd been jabbing and making the holes in my head. So after the first month, I basically had no hairline and looked like I had sunburn across the top of my fringe. But then the hair did start to come through, and now, as I say, I'm at month 3. It's actually month 3. I'm 2 days off being 3 months, so this video is a little bit of a lie because I'm 2 days off in 3 months, but I think you'll forgive me. Enough talk. Let me show you where I'm at after 3 months. Okay, really, this is the best lighting thing I can find, so here we go. That is what we're looking like. So that is the hair that sort of comes through after 3 months. Now what you can see here is that there's a few patches where, you know, like especially at the front here, there's like a patch where nothing's really come through just yet. There's a couple that are really long, so if I pull some down, you can see that there's a few that are really quite long. And you know, progress for me is much better in the corner up here than it is towards the middle of my fringe. So if I'm honest, I have the thinnest amount of hair coming through up to this point. Not really something I want to be, I don't really want to be spiking my fringe all the way up and revealing it. So at the moment, the good thing is I can, you know, have a haircut where I can cover it quite well and you would never even notice. You'll also see that it is still quite red as well. Now I think that will obviously die down and go away, but you can obviously, even though the hair's not come through, you can see the definite line where the transplant will be, or is. And you know, I mean, once the hair's there, you won't see if it's red at all, but I would have thought that that will sort of fade over time. So all in all, the entire process has been pain-free, not only physically pain-free, but the entire process of getting it booked in, paying for it, the procedure, everything has been easy. I'm now just at the stage where you know, I want the hair to be there, and you know, it's like when you want to grow your hair long for a certain hairstyle and you just got to go through that awkward, annoying process and period where your hair's not going to look very good until it gets to the length that you want it to be. That's where I'm at now, and I'm impatient, so I want it to be there right away. Now I think it goes without saying, I'll obviously keep you updated with the progress. So I'm probably going to do a 6-month progress video and a year progress video, and if you have any questions then please fire them away. Can't even talk anymore. This isn't my usual content though, so if you want to see what my usual videos are like, then I will try and put them somewhere. And if you want to, please hit the subscribe button and join me. It'd be fantastic to have you. And give the video a thumbs up if you liked what I had to say, and if you think that my fringe is gonna look amazing in a year's time, because I hope it will. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Yeah.